Touch back for Arfield. 1-0 Burnley. Scott Arfield. He's been threatening that recently. And all the Burnley players run to the Darwin end. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Robbie Blake! Burnley's first goal in the Premier League is something very, very special.
Wade Elliott has that change of pace and he's got away from Montgomery into the path of McCann and the follow-up finds the net. What a strike from Wade Elliott! A bolt from the claret and blue.
Oh goodness me! What a goal from Patterson! If that is to be the one that takes them to Wembley, you cannot argue with that. Pure quality.
Here goes Mike Conroy. Still time for a winner, maybe. John Francis! They came to York in their thousands. They're going home as champions.
I mean, if there's any justice in the world, Burnley would surely score from this corner. Swung right in there. Ball in there. Yeah! Michael Keane! Oh, that's justice! That is justice at the Amex Stadium. Burnley are level and deserve to be.
We were excellent for 85 minutes and literally it was 3-4 minutes of absolute stupidity that's let us down. First half was absolutely superb and it was one lapse in the first half that really set the tone, I think. Muric passed it out and they obviously took control and you couldn't get an easier goal. I bet they couldn't believe their luck. They're the negatives. The negatives are defensively we can sometimes really struggle, play ourselves into trouble from the back when it's unnecessary. We don't need to. It's difficult really to say because we played extremely well, I thought, in the attacking. But where we've struggled so far is the last third. I think today, the last third, we did pretty well on the whole. There's a few things we should have taken more advantage of, and we didn't do it. If we did, again, it's the same old story. We would have won that comfortably, but we didn't. In midfield, we took control. They very much played on the counter attack, which worked very well for them in the end. I think that Nathan Tella obviously scored 2 goals. He looked superb. Second half, after he had that injury at the start of the first, he didn't look the same. Up front, I think we took J-Rod off too early. I think Ashley Barnes came on a little bit too early, and we were kind of lumping it to him to try and get hold of play where we didn't really need to. We were building up very well. It's just so frustrating, isn't it? It's really frustrating again. We could have very easily won that, and I met up with my pals from Blackpool and he said the same thing. He went, he cannot believe that they've ended up drawing that, and in the end they said he thought they could have won, which they could have done. They had a good chance right at the end to win it 4-3. Luckily it went wide. Just very frustrating again. It's been the same sort of story for the last 4 games. The first game may have been a bit more favourable for us because Huddersfield played poorly. I think that maybe it gave us a false dawn. It's very frustrating. Hopefully we can start making the most of the opportunities that we get. Whether we need another striker or not, that's debatable. I'm not too sure. I think J-Rod is more than good enough. It's just whether he can last the full season. Last thing we need now, if we go with what we got now, if J-Rod gets injured, then we're a bit stuck. We're a bit stuck because all we're left with then is Ashley Barnes. And look, I love Ashley, but whether he's got it in him to play a full season as the sole striker in the formation and the way that we're playing at the moment, I just don't think he can do it. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I thought we played well today. Defensively, extremely poor in certain parts, and that's what's cost us. That's what's cost us, and I think that's been the story of the season so far. It's either been one end or the other. We've been fantastic one end or the other. Up front, poor, which is why we're not finished the chances we've had. Defensively, today, very poor. Lapses. Gifted 3 goals, really. I think gifted 3 goals.
Hi, Darren. This is Gary calling in from Northern Ireland. So I just wanted to give my views on today's game, and I suppose on Burnley in general so far. I didn't see today's game or hear it because I was out and I was busy today. But from what I gather, it was an exciting game. Obviously, 3-3 suggests that it was. Little bit concerned from what we're hearing about the goals we've conceded again. Mistakes at the back. I've seen Brian Hill's goal. Obviously, it's a fantastic strike. I think Brian Hill is a superb player anyway, and it's only going to get better, as I think they all are. The sending off, obviously, I've seen that, and I think that's the thing that's probably I think got most Burnley supporters, because it's not something we ordinarily do. You wouldn't have seen that under the previous management, really, would you? A reaction like that. I mean, Maatsen is perfectly entitled to get upset and get annoyed by the challenge, 100%. But he's not entitled to show it. You know, I think that's the thing. You know, you're a professional footballer. He's going to go for a straight red. That's a given. You know, but your reaction means you're going to follow him, and now we're without him for 3 games potentially. So that's not good. But it's a draw. It's 6 points, as we've seen in this division. You know, 1 minute Norwich City are bottom and Blackburn are top. Now Blackburn are third, Sheffield United are top, Middlesbrough second bottom. No, it's the Championship. We know what it's all about. Everybody is beating everybody else all the time. It's what happens. You know, 1 minute we're taking Huddersfield down, then they're winning a game. And then Reading are winning games, they're losing games. We've seen even Blackpool, like say today, have come down and got a fantastic 3-3 draw at Burnley. When we were 3-1 up, I got the score, it was 3-1 to Burnley. The next thing you know, it's 3-3. Oh, and we're both down to 10 men. It sounds like a fantastic game. I look forward to seeing the highlights tonight. But we'll get stronger. We'll get better. I think we have to trust in Vincent Kompany. This is a whole new team. It's a whole new setup. And this is going to sound like a broken record, I think, now for a few weeks. But it has got to change. If we can get a striker in, get a forward in, somebody who's really going to make a difference, I think it's going to be a hell of a season. It's not going to be an easy season, but then no season as a Burnley supporter is an easy season. You know what I mean? I've been doing this 40 odd years, and believe me, we don't have easy seasons, but it is going to be a good one. So that's my thoughts really. I don't have much on today's game because for once I didn't actually see it, but I hope in the future I'll be invited back to give my views and my opinions again. And I do hope to get back to the turf, not in September because I've got a lot going on, but certainly early October I'll be back shouting and roaring along with everybody. So enjoy tonight. And enjoy the Carabao Cup, of course, against Shrewsbury next week. Hopefully that'll be another good game, and we'll see you all soon. Up the Clarets. Take care, everyone.
So, thoughts on the game today. Thought first half, first 10 minutes we were unreal. Is a start we've really needed for a few games now. I turned around to my mate who's come with me and I just said, it's clicked. Today it's going to click. As we've all thought it's going to be for the last few weeks. But, you know, the game was there for the taking. I thought Blackpool were really poor. We made them look average for the first half an hour. And then Muric, honestly, all game. You know, it's all well and good passing it around, but sometimes you just need to get rid of it, man. He just needed to get rid of it, and he didn't. Invited so much pressure on, gave him a goal away. Made it 3-1 for half-time, thought game's dead. Second half was really flat. Felt like Jay didn't look that tired to me when he came off. He looked a bit surprised by the substitution, and I would have kept him on for a bit because as soon as Barnes came on, he didn't win a header, he didn't win a second ball, he didn't win a free kick. Really frustrating watching Barnes today, to be honest. I do really like him, but he's just not fitting into the system at all. And then the other substitution, bringing Bastian on for Teller, just as soon as Bastian came on, he wasn't giving us as much width as Teller. Lost the width, and then everything just came down the Blackpool right. And both of the goals, they were just carbon copies of each other. I mean, Maatsen for the third goal, he needs to either bring the man down outside the box or actually put a foot in, because he just fronted him up, and then as soon as he got in the box, he didn't want to challenge him. As soon as he got in the box, you could just see what was going to happen. He's going to put it across, and it's an easy tap in for 3-all. Last 10 minutes, we really did go for it. Went after the sendings off, which I thought Maatsen gave the ref no choice. He's a young lad. He's lost his head. But yeah, overall, frustrating again to not get the win. I think it is there. We really need, crying out for a centre-half to just command the back line and shout at Muric and just tell him to fucking get rid of it sometimes. Charlie Taylor's not a centre-half. With Maatsen now missing a game with the suspension, I think Taylor's going to go over to left back. You know, McNally, I reckon, will get the call up. Hopefully he's got a bit of leadership about him, but I do think we just need an experienced head in there just to sort them out. Jay looked really good. He looked great up top. He's the number 9 that I think we really do need. But yeah, the signs are there. It is coming together. We need to just stick with the boys, bit of patience, but another really frustrating day at the turf. Yeah, on my way back to Norwich. So cheers, boys.
I think it's definitely a tale of two halves. You know, first half really looked brilliant, created a lot of space, good chances, and took our chances well. I think Nathan Tella can really look like a good signing for us. And I think there are many more goals to come. Offensive front too, I think J-Rod looked good, Brownhill as well. But then again, in the defense, I think we could already kind of see it coming with the build-up play from the back, and then eventually conceding a goal from an error. But I don't think we should take that as a scapegoat for today. I think the build-up play actually showed why we scored actually our 3 goals. And Muric, after the 3-3, I think made 2 brilliant saves, which we actually could have lost. But then again, second half, not up to it. Blackpool came firing up front. First 30 minutes of second half, like absolutely one-sided. I think we need to focus more on the discipline. The defense is something that we need to focus on. After especially Ian Maatsen, the red card, I think we might need to get 1 or 2 bodies in at left back or center back, because currently the defense is way too much open. I think it's now 14 chances like against, and 6 that are in. It's a bit too much, so we definitely have to limit that. And how Ashley Westwood said, I think on in the reporting, it's kind of a learning curve. I think, of course, with the Ian Maatsen red card, he's a bit young, so I think there the discipline was lacking a bit, and obviously being one of our best players, it's a loss. So I think we can learn a lot from this, take it on. Of course, there's a lot of positives, mostly possession. After the red card, we try to get the win. So I think it's a matter of time, but 1 or 2 bodies in before the window, also maybe a forward up front who can really just get the balls in, would be greatly appreciated.
Burnley 3, Blackpool 3, for the first of many Northwest derbies this year. An amazing start, full fluid attacking football, followed by 45 minutes of naivety, lack of experience and defensive know-how that let us down. A true view of what has changed in the past few months from Sean Dyche to Vincent Kompany. It's early days, and nobody needs to press the red button just yet or get carried away with how things are. So let's all just calm down a bit. The players will learn from this, and Vincent Kompany will as well. You need to mix the style. You can't always go long, you can't always go short. It has to be somewhere in the middle. Not always playing from the back, maybe being a bit more defensively sound like we have been in recent years, maybe being a bit more cute about things, and especially seeing games out, something we used to know how to do. I don't think the subs helped much, as I would have liked to see Nathan Tella finish the game, but the new signing, Darko Cherlinov, looks like he has something about him, so good news there. Benson was lively as usual, just needs a bit more minutes. Maatsen will go into that dressing room apologising to the rest of them, I'm sure. He knows he let them down, let us down, let the club down, whatever. He knows he's been around the place for enough. He'll learn from that going forward, of course. Brownhill and Cork immense. Great game by Tella, of course. Thought Vitinho needs to improve his decision making, especially in the final third. Taylor, rare off match for me. On to Tuesday and hopefully ending our horrendous cup runs and performances, even though we all know Man City are going to be there for us in the next round.